Recap of Astronaut Reserve Training Block 3, Week 2. Now this week we had a series of lessons about ISS planning. First of all, we started by finishing off all the modules on ISS systems. So we had one on communication and tracking. Then overview of the different operational documents that are used for planning on the ISS and for basic operations. We learned all about the various mission control centers, mainly about the ones relating to the Columbus module, but also everything that happens in Houston, in Tsukuba in Japan, in Russia. Also the Columbus planning process. So we learned about all the different steps that go into planning for every single 15 minutes of the day of an astronaut's life on the International Space Station. And then we also learned about crew roles, responsibilities, and operational tools. So bringing all those things together. The other big thing that happened this week was that I got qualified in my surface supply diving systems for the neutral buoyancy facility. So I am now able to use SSDS both here in Cologne and also at the neutral buoyancy laboratory in Houston. Surface supply diving is what it sounds like. So instead of wearing a scuba tank, you actually have the air supplied from the surface, and that comes from this machine here. So there are tanks inside, and there are big long hoses that get brought out and attached to us. We're wearing a slightly different setup to what you see when we're scuba diving. And then we have to use those umbilicals to make sure that we're not crossing over each other as we move around the pool. And we did various skills inside. So instead of wearing your normal scuba mask, this time we were wearing a full face mask, so it could actually communicate. So we learned about communicating with each other in that case and being very concise, because it's not that easy to listen. And we also learned about just how to use it in emergency situations. We learned how to deal with it when you have to remove your mask and how to get it back on again. Remove your mask and use your buddy's air supply in an emergency situation. We learned how to do rescue, which we have done in scuba before, but this time we did it with the whole SSDS system. So that's the first step in moving through to our extravehicular activity pre-familiarization. So really getting into the details of learning how to do spacewalks. And the final thing that I will be doing in this session is a move dive. So actually inside the neutral buoyancy facility, there will be a mock-up, and I'll be able to navigate around it in that SSDS setup.